welcome to a bit of a different video for Silica, the new RTS and FPS game that has recently come out for early access. Now, a quick heads up, all the content you will be currently seeing in this video is subject to change. This has been found through loading up the asset maps and discovering things that aren't yet implemented into the game, whether it be the new aircrafts, hidden aliens, or other random features. Starting over with the aliens, they have a wonderful queen here. This has been a little hidden item that you can spawn in, and despite
I'm free!
Despite not yet being fully implemented into the game, it actually has all of the stats already made. Taking control of the queen, we can see how the actual model works in third person and in first person here. It has two main attacks, a forward lunge and its side attack being a sweep. Comparing the Queen to the Goliath actually has a much stronger health pool with 50,000 compared to the Queen, which only has 30,000. I would most likely assume that the Queen will have other beneficial features, perhaps being able to spawn in hive structures or traversing the map, perhaps placing nodes for free under a recharged ability. Comparing the size, the Queen and Goliath are roughly about the same. However, thanks to the Queen's tendrils at the front, it works out to be longer, which makes it a horrifying experience if you're that poor scout that's been sent to go forward. Rest in peace, Jenkins, you'll be missed. Moving away from most of the aliens, as the dev has mentioned, there will be differences between the humans, Sol and Centauri, between their factions. Mainly, Sol will have higher technology, while Centauri will have tougher armor and more heavy weaponry. This can be shown when looking at the different assets. Unfortunately, the three over here are not able to be controlled and are just made assets. To the right is a form of land armored PC or troop transport. In the middle, I would have to make the guess of an alien aerial bomber, or a slow-moving tank, and what I'll guess be the Centauri's only way to saying goodbye to the humans. Moving to the Fabled aircrafts that have been rumoured to be added in later on within the year, some of these assets have been already pre-made with functionality, ranging from a small aircraft to a larger bomber. This small one here with a more helicopter design seems to be more of the front scout. Bolstering with a charge-up rail, minigun, and rockets for a sidearm. Perfect for players who prefer to do hit-and-run missions against the alien swarms. Moving on to the next one, this one does not yet have any weapons, but it does have a much faster boost capability. Notoriously, this will be most likely a form of scout aircraft for the humans to use. Moving on to the next one, it appears to be a form of air transport carrier. The main strategy when it comes to the aliens currently is to spread out their nodes and build multiple hives, expanding their creep. At the moment, humans don't have too much of a way to get rid of this. Destroying one hive only leads to them having to try and push on to the next without running out of resources. With this being implemented, the humans will be able to transport infantry to all the different nodes and alien hives to try and strike them at multiple points. The final and largest aircraft here that has in this asset map appears to be some form of bomber. Its primary weapon fires in a form of bolter gun. firing 2 shots with a quick reload time. And secondary can be seen from the bottom here, as this is a wonderful bomber plane. And while this may be all that is in the map naturally, like the Queen that you had to spawn in, there is also another hidden one. While they all share the same name as Elite Aircraft, this one shares and bolsters a different model. With the talk of how the human factions will have differences between Sol and Centauri, my guess is that this will have to be a Sol aircraft. Its primary is a form of charge-up chain gun turret with no secondary. It does, however, bolster an incredibly fast movement speed with its boost. In addition to the 2 hidden ones for aliens and the aircraft, there is also the trooper transport or armed transport. Bolstering what I would assume is a 30mm turret with a side chain gun turret. Compared to most vehicles, it has a very slow speed. However, it is currently unknown how many people will be able to board the vehicle and sit in the back and wait. With the current server size being 12 players, and with hopes for it to be expanded in the future, troop transports will be most likely a relevant feature. This is unless the commanders for both factions gain the ability to have units go into the transports, as well as other features that are not yet available, such as having the aliens burrow. For those of you who want to see the assets themselves and experiment and probably make custom games within Silica, you can do so by doing the following. Open up the command console with the following keys on screen. Write the word cheats to enable them. In this case, I have disabled them. To load up the map, type in map asset test space mp underscore sandbox. And you'll be loaded with this site. To take control of an entity, you will need to enable cheats again and press F on a target. Likely to exit the units, press F again. With infantry being ranged with different weaponry from their classes, the commando bolstering this lovely one here, the marksman getting a sniper rifle, a heavy carrying a rocket launcher with one hand missing, the rifleman with his gun, and the scout carrying the weakest weapon of them all. We can see where the developer is adding extras for the infantry. Going over to here, we can see a form of sidearm of a pistol being added, the SMG, and the gun that the commander wields. As well as that, we can also see a form of melee weapon, or a sword, being made here. While it's unknown whether or not classes will be kept the same and with the ability to have secondary weaponry, or if new classes for the infantry will be introduced at a later date. While there is currently no new buildings for the aliens, there is a new building here that can be found called the Outpost. Being a small building, what appears to be with a chain massive gun on top, and as it currently stands, there is nothing inside. Since the aliens have defensive structures like the Spike Tower and the Hive Spire, This would be the new introduction for humans for the defence, instead of spamming the headquarters, which are currently the only buildings to sport weaponry. But if driving around in heavy military vehicles is not your style, I'm sure there'll be other vehicles available for you later in the future. And so far that is all we have within the asset map to be explored. While more commands are being found every day to experiment with, and more leaks are being discovered, this is all that we can currently find out. Now keep in mind that everything here is subject to change and may be deleted or even added with different items. As it currently stands, as I upload this video, Silica is in the early access stage and is mainly sporting with the FPS and RTS game modes. While there have been some different game modes being manually created through the console commands. I would personally heavily recommend Silica. It's been a lot of fun and I have so far put nearly over 20 hours into the game after having it for maybe 3 days. And while we're at the end of this video, I would like to say this is the first time that I've done something like this. I have not really written out a proper script for any news and leaks of Silica. Please comment down below what you do think and perhaps any improvements that I can make while I try a new formatting style that I want to try and go for. Again, thank you for checking out the video and please do check out Silica. You can find the link on Steam and I will link it in the description below. Take care now.